Briefly tell me about yourself.
I'm a current UGA student majoring in human development and family sciences with aspirations of going to graduate school for counseling or marriage and family therapy.
Who is your role model?
My father, because he came from extreme poverty and he was still able to leave his environment and accomplish his goals through education.
What is the best job you have ever had in your life?
It would definitely be working at American Eagle throughout 2015. It taught me how to become social and how to work with others and overall how to be very positive in the work environment.
Would you consider yourself more of a team player or an individual contributor?
I would definitely consider myself a team player. I love collaboration as a whole and I love the exchange of ideas that occur due to collaboration.
Can you give an example of your problem solving ability?
Most definitely. During my first day working in a bakery, everyone called out and I was the only one there. And this forced me to learn how to decorate cakes on my own. Luckily, it went well.
Give an example of the obstacle or major problem that you had to overcome in your career.
This definitely occurred when I first had to train people. At my first job at Old Navy, I had to learn that different people respond differently to different communication styles, and I was the one who had to adapt to that rather than them adapting to me. So it was a great learning experience.
Did you ever have to confront someone to get something done?
Definitely, but I went backwards on my approach, and by that I mean I sat them down and I talked with them and tried to figure out what the root problem was of why they weren't getting their job done.
Would you rather be well liked or well respected?
I would much rather be well liked because this promotes positivity in the workplace.
What is the most important characteristic of a company that you would want to work for?
Reputation. I believe how a company is seen is reflective of what they actually do for the good of the people.
Would you say that your coworkers really liked you?
Most definitely, they liked how I was easygoing and didn't add unnecessary pressure in the work environment.
Can you cite an example where you made a significant contribution as an employee?
Yes, at my first job at Old Navy, we were required to get people to sign up for credit cards. Time and time again, I was at the top of the list, and this greatly reduced the stress of my bosses and gave me a little couple of prizes too while I was there.
Describe one of your failures and how you handled it.
Failing Spanish 2 my freshman year of high school, it taught me that I had to figure out my own study strategies and how I had to approach the class a different way than I did my other classes. And luckily, I ended up passing.
Why did you quit your last job?
It was simply time for me to move on. They didn't want me to leave, and I really did enjoy being there, but I just needed to take some time off and focus solely on school.
Did you have a good relationship with your prior boss?
Yes, we always joked around and laughed a lot. Her style was very authoritative, but as long as you got your work done, she was fine with you.
Do you consider yourself a risk taker?
I would, but I always think about the risks and I also think about the benefits, the risk and the rewards. So I'll always consider those two instead of just automatically jumping towards something.
Have you ever been in a situation where you struggled with another employee?
Normally I do click well with others. However, there have been times where I have not clicked with certain peers of mine. And to fix the situation, I honestly just sat them down and we just talked it out and we just agreed to disagree and to not bring up certain subjects so we wouldn't get into arguments.
Have you ever lost your temper with a coworker?
Unfortunately, I do have to say yes to this question. Generally, I'm peaceful and understanding, but there has been one time where I did lose my cool. I quickly apologized and explained to the coworker where I was coming from, and it was simply my fault for failing to communicate in a proper manner.
Can you give me an example of when you went above and beyond the call of duty?
At my old job, there was a very environment was easy to call out of. Generally, there were 3 to 5 call outs every weekend, and there were numerous times where I would just stay after my shift ended and just deal with the aftermath.
Describe an improvement to something you personally initiated.
At my old job at American Eagle, there was a goal to get people to sign up for reward cards. And generally, what the cashiers would do, where they would ask the customer if they wanted to sign up, and instead, I would just get the customer to sign up by just initiating it before it wasn't even offered to them. It was just like, here, I'm gonna give this to you. So this just got the customer to sign up instantly.
Have you ever been reprimanded for something that you did wrong on the job?
It wasn't severe, but yes, it did happen. My numbers for credit signups at my old job were very low 1 month, and this led to my supervisor sitting down with me and us coming up with a strategy that would allow me to be more successful in the environment.